In neuroscience, how can we make great progress in developing general models of neural computation and neural network within the brain if we are not to embrace the rather giant number of data that we've collected over the past century, but at the same time make sure that these models are not disjointed, but they're actually more cohesive and connected with one another? Well, in artificial intelligence model training, there might be a way to tackle this problem. And in this video, we're gonna artificial intelligence in various scientific disciplines has already made a lot of progress and helped different scientific discoveries. For example, in 2024, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry went to an AI researcher whose models helped us finally crack the protein of predicting protein folding, a very complex analysis that was only able to be demonstrated and done using different artificial intelligence modeling. AI has also helped researchers make progress on many other complex analysis problems, including climate science, neuroscience, and so forth. And now in this paper, these researchers discuss that within the field of neuroscience, we can too use various model training for this artificial intelligence neural network to help make additional neuroscience. To effectively adopt AI for neural data analysis, though, we must accept the bitter lesson, an idea first articulated by AI researcher Rich Sutton, a pioneer of reinforcement learning. In 2019, Sutton observed that the most successful approaches in AI have been those that are sufficiently general such that they continue to scale with increased computation. In other words, clever bespoke solutions engineered to tackle specific problems tend to lose out to general purpose solutions that can be deployed as a massive scales of internet size data. Sutton also suggested that we need to recognize that the actual contents of minds are tremendously complex. We should stop trying to find simple ways to think about the contents of minds, such as simple ways to think about space objects or multiple agents within the complex disciplines of these scientists believe that there is no reason we can see to think that neural data would somehow be an exception to the general trend observed across domains in AI. Indeed, evidence suggests that it is not. Secondly, they believe that neural data is a clear candidate for the benefits of scale precisely because it is so complex. If we are to embrace the complexity of neural data and generalize to novel situations, then we must move toward a data-driven regime in which we employ large models trained on vast amount of neural data. Indeed, there is an argument to be made that our inability to extract meaningful signals from complex neural data has held us back in progressing on practical applications of neuroscience research. AI models, though, trained at scale on this neural data could potentially unlock numerous downstream applications that we have yet to even fully envision within the field of neuroscience. How do we then unlock the full complexity of brain data and scale up our understanding of the mind? First, we need models, AI models, that can make sense of multimodal data sets combining electrophysiological and imaging and behavioral data across different individuals, tasks, and even species. Secondly, we need infrastructure and computational resources to power this transformation. Just as AI breakthroughs were fueled by high performance computing, neuroscience must also invest in infrastructure that can handle the training and fine tuning of large generalist AI models. Finally, scaling demands data. Lots of it is needed. We need large, high quality data sets spanning species, brain regions, and experimental conditions in order to give it to the AI models to train them. That means that capturing brain dynamics in natural, uncontrolled environments to fully reflect the richness and the variability of the brain function. By combining these three ingredients, models, computing, and data, we can scale up neuroscience and uncover the principles that underlie the human brain's thanks to initiatives such as the International Brain Laboratory, the Allen Institute, and the U.S. National Institute of Health Brains Initiative. We are beginning to see the power of large-scale data sets and open data repositories such as DANDI or DANDI. These efforts are building the foundation for the construction of a unified model and driving the development of neural data standards that make sharing and scaling of neural data possible in the field of neuroscience. We need to continue to expand shared open access repositories of these neural data where these type of specific data from around the world can be pooled, standardized, and scaled. By doing so, we can supercharge the development of powerful AI tools for understanding the human brain's function, predicting brain states, and decoding behavior. This is more than a call for data sharing. It's a call to shape the future of neuroscience, but it also requires, of course, a lot of funding. We need to determine who will pay for the storage and the curation of these large-scale neural data. Training AI models in neuroscience at scale involves the usage of significant computational resources. The number of GPU hours, for example, required to train an artificial neural network with billions or trillions of synaptic connections on trillions of data points is prohibitive for any individual academic laboratory or even an institute. In the same way that other scientific communities, such as astronomers, pool resources for large-scale efforts, neuroscientists also need to figure out how to band together to create the computational resources needed for the task before us. Saving, standardizing, pre-processing, and analyzing the neural data comes at a huge cost for most neuroscience labs around the world. They may not have staff in their own labs, for example, with a technical background or the time, for that matter, to do it. Many neuroscientists' labs also are constantly streaming in new data. How do they know which data to prioritize, for example, and to process? And building a large-scale neural network requires a team of dedicated engineers who know how to work together, not a collection of graduate students, as it usually is, with their own bespoke data processing script. We need dedicated engineers and staff who can help streamline data standardization and storage, in addition to the funding, and help build these neural AI models at scale in the field of neuroscience. Altogether, large-scale models trained on diverse neural data could enable cross-species generalization, helping us understand conserved principle of brain function. They could also facilitate cross-task learning, enabling neuroscientists to predict how neural circuits respond in novel contexts. Applications extend beyond basic science to clinical as well as commercial domains, where scaled neural models could improve brain computer interfaces, mental health monitoring, and personalized treatment for neurological diseases. Scientists believe that these benefits are worth the price tag of thinking about new mechanisms and strategies for doing collective neuroscience at scale and at a global level. But neuroscientists disagree on how best to pursue a large-scale AI approach for neural data and on what insights it might yield. Unlike protein folding, as we mentioned earlier, assembling the data will require a network of extremely independent researchers to come together and work toward a shared vision. To get diverse perspective from across the field, these research scientists also spoke with 9 different experts on computational neuroscience and neural data analysis to weigh in on some of these burning questions they had. For example, what could large-scale AI do for neuroscience? Secondly, what are the barriers that prevent us from pursuing and AlphaFold of the brain? And thirdly, what are the limits of scale and where will we need more tailored solutions? Share the link of this article here below if you're interested in learning about what each of these 9 neuroscientists had to say about the burning question that we just covered, and you can go into it more in depth. That's all I had for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit share, like, and subscribe if you're not yet. Thanks.